Hi guys! So today I'm going to be making a Q&A video. I asked a bunch of you on Facebook and Instagram if you could send me your questions, and I'm really happy a bunch of you did, so thank you so much for that. I'm going to get stuck in and start answering these questions right now because there's quite a few of them, so I have a feeling this video is going to be a bit long, so sorry about that in advance if it is. So yeah, the first question is by Liddy Fournier on Instagram, and she asks, what are your favorites? She asks, oh my goodness, what's your favorite software to edit photos with? Do you have some editing advice for beginners? Okay, so my favorite software is Photoshop. I love the way that I can kind of get stuck in and like realize my vision quite easily in Photoshop. So for me, hands down, that's like my favorite software. And also, other software that I love to use is Lightroom and Capture One. Both of those are amazing. So I would say if you're starting out in photography and Photoshop might be a bit too daunting for you, then I would say definitely think about getting Lightroom or Capture One. They're both fantastic. So yeah, great programs, super easy to use, and you can get some really lovely color tones quite quickly, which will quickly help elevate your photography. So yeah, that'd be my advice really. The next question is from Philip, and he says, I'd love to know your editing process in PS, start to finish, also how you work and think about color. Okay, so this is a really big question. I could go on about this for ages. I have a feeling this would actually be like another video. But really quickly, my editing process in Photoshop start to finish is I would bring in a picture and start composing it. So my first step would be composing an image, getting all the pieces I like and just kind of creating one picture out of maybe like 5 or 6. And then I would then dodge and burn, and then I would then clean the image, so like anything with like spot healing and the stamp tool, like just any blemishes, stuff like that, I would take that away, any distractions as well. I would then what else? I would then just jump into color toning, and then after that I sharpen an image and I'm done. But yeah, I skimmed over that, but I think that I should just make another video about that because I do quite a lot, and that was just like a really quick rundown. So yeah, and then how I work and think with color. When it comes to color, I think I just play. I usually have an idea of what the color toning direction is going to go into, and honestly that just comes with practice. And also it's kind of subjective. I think like if you feel like, I feel like some people quickly jump into black and white because that's what, for them, that's what they're feeling, that's the expression. I go into, I think, more muted, deeper colors because that's just how I feel sometimes when I edit, and I feel like that's the image that I saw. So yeah, I would say with color, it's really subjective. So I think with me, I just put some music on and I just go with the feels. So the next question is from Nikitas. He asks, can you talk about the kit you use? Sure, I don't mind. So the kit I use is a Canon 5D Mark III. I use a 50mm lens, the f1.4. To be honest, that's pretty much it. Most of my pictures are created with this camera body and this lens. I also own a 24-70, so a few of my pictures are created with that as well. Very, very rarely I'll use my 70-200. But I have it just in case I want to ever have the option of using it, so I've got that lens as well. I don't use lights. I tend to kind of just use natural light and then work with that, and I'll have a reflector now and then as well. But pretty much my kit is really small, it's really mobile, so I can just grab it and go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are the questions I had on Instagram. I'm gonna just quickly nip on over to Facebook. Okay, so the next question is from my friend. Niz, who, I love you Niz, who asked, who is your favorite Disney princess? Niz, I think you know the answer to this. It's Pocahontas. I love her. I don't know if she's technically a princess. If we're talking about technical princesses, I feel like Belle, and only because we're both bookaholics, like we both love to read, and I love how she's always seeing the good in people. Like, she has such a big heart, and she's always like, for her it's really not about appearances, it's about what's inside, and I feel like on that we connect. So yeah, it would have to be Belle. Okay, so the next question is, what photographer would you love to collaborate with? And this was asked by my friend Joel, and Joel, you. I would love to collaborate with you. It would be so much fun. I have a feeling that we're gonna meet soon anyway, so let's make this happen, please. But the other photographer that I really want to collaborate with is Kendra, and she knows this. So Kendra Nicole Photography, I'm going to link you guys to both of those artists in the description below. Check out their work, they're both amazing. But yeah, Kendra Nicole, who is so talented, her pictures are amazing, and she looks like an elf. Like, could she be any more perfect? So yeah, I would love to collaborate with her. Another question is, if you could see, oh, this is by Radha. She asked, if you could see in one color as well as black and white for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Ooh, if I could see in one color as well as black and white for the rest of my life. One color, oh my goodness, I don't know. What would you guys answer? It'd be kind of weird to see it in black, but if I could see everything in one color, I think it would be yellow. Maybe yellow. I'm saying yellow because yellow is like a really happy color, so it would be like nice and bright, and everything would be like happy. So I'm gonna say yellow. But if you guys could see one color for the rest of your life, what would you pick? So yeah, that's a really interesting question. Wow. So yeah, write your I'd love to read your answers in the comments below, so thank you. Yeah, thank you, brother. That was a really good question. Okay, so Catalina asks, any travel plans for next year? So next year, I have a feeling I'm going to be in the States a lot. I also really want to host a couple more retreats. So the two places that I really want to go to are Iceland and New Zealand. So watch this space. And also, if you guys know if you guys have any recommendations of places to go and things to see in New Zealand and Iceland, and also places to stay, please let me know too. I would really appreciate it. So thank you so much. That'd be really helpful. But yeah, I really, fingers crossed, Iceland and New Zealand happen next year. So yeah, okay, so wow, okay, so thank you, Dinah, so much. You've asked me a whole bunch of questions on Facebook, and I'm gonna go through them and answer them right now. Dinah asks, who are your greatest influences? How did you come from architecture to photography? What have been your biggest hurdles in the industry? Who are some of your favorite non-photography artists or architects? What is your greatest personal accomplishment and that meant the most to you? And it could be a small thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get stuck in. So my greatest influences would be my parents. Like, definitely. My parents are a couple of the most hardworking people I know. They really push themselves, and I think just seeing how they put us forward and they just work so hard and to like create a better life for our whole family, honestly, it's just so inspiring. I look up to them so much, and I feel like I get my motivation from them. I think just seeing how hard they work pushes me to work like really hard. So yeah, my parents. But yeah, I would say that my photography influence would be Tim Walker. Honestly, when I came across, I was always big into photography anyway, and then when I came across Tim's work, that was it. Like, I fell in love. It was so whimsical, so ethereal, so magical, and I just thought, I just want to be a part of that world. So yeah, thank you, Tim. Because of you, I picked up the camera, and I just wanted to really just be a part of your world. So yeah, Tim Walker. How did you come from architecture to photography? Yeah, so I was always into photography. I used to be like the person with a camera all the time when we were out and about with friends and family. It was only through, I think what happened was I was so busy with architecture that I didn't have another creative outlet, and I think I'm one of those people who need like two things going on at the same time. So if one thing gets too much, I can like escape into something else. So that's how photography, like serious photography, was born for me. I needed another like escapism thing to do on the side, and I thought that if I kind of started taking photos, and I could then learn Photoshop, and I could then apply that to my course. So in the end, I guess as it's kind of one of those things that just happens, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the medium. I fell in love with learning more about Photoshop, the technicalities behind creating a picture. And I thought that I just needed to wait for the chance, the time when one outweighed the other. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I feel like photography, in the end, I felt like I had more going for me within this industry than I did working at a 9 to 5. So that's how that transition happened. So yeah, the next question is, who are some of your favorite non-photography artists or architects? Ooh, I could go on. I have so many. Okay, so favorite non-photography. Let's see, who are your favorite non-photography artists? So my favorite kind of non-photography artists would be, oh my goodness, there's so many. So Banksy is one of them. Oh, at the moment I'm following Zaria Foreman. She's this incredible landscape artist. She uses pastels and she paints these huge kind of images of icebergs from the Arctic and the Antarctic as well. And I follow her on Facebook, and I'm just converted. I think she's amazing as a human being and incredible as an artist. So yeah, I'll put a link to her as well because she's amazing. And then my favorite architects. So I would say Santiago Calatrava. I don't know if many people know about him, but those within the field do. He is incredible. He's a Spanish architect, but he's actually come from an engineering background, which I think is what lends his designs a little bit extra. Like makes his design stand out a little bit extra from the others. He's an artist as well, so he draws a lot of like the body, human forms, a female form, and his designs are kind of inspired by organic natural life around him. So he has like buildings that are like inspired from birds, and buildings that are inspired from like the eyeball, or like the eye shape, or like the form of a woman, and I just honestly think he's inspiring. So yeah, I would say he's one of my favorite architects, and he kind of realizes his designs through the art of model making. So I was doing a lot of research into him when I was doing my master's, and he just has a studio that's just like filled to the brim with like model after model after model, just like realizing an artistic and architectural like solution and design. I just think he's amazing. So yeah, I would say Calatrava and Fujimoto. And then the last question is, what is your greatest personal accomplishment that meant the most to you? I'm actually doing this right now, and I feel like right now I'm feeling the most accomplished I have in my whole life. And that is giving up processed sugar, and feeling great about it. And honestly, I think that's the best thing that I've ever done, and I never thought I could do this. I honestly didn't think I had the willpower to do this. So it kind of all began in like earlier this year, and I realized that my skin was just going psychotic. And I honestly think that maybe it's something that happens when you get older. And I wonder if this is just something that happens in time, like your body just breaks. So I feel that my skin had gotten to the breaking point, and I couldn't figure out what on earth was causing it to react as badly as it was. So we did my partner and I did some research, and we figured out that what I'd been ingesting a lot lately had been sugar. So we did like a 2-week kind of trial of like cutting sugar out of my diet, and it was like the worst 2 weeks of my life. I didn't realize I was so addicted. So addicted. And then after 2 weeks, it just got easier, and like a month later, my skin had like calmed down. I had so much more energy, and I began to notice like sugar in everything, like how it hides in like things like pasta, like sauces, and like popcorn, like sugar popcorn, or like caramel popcorn. I also gave up chocolate as well. Seriously, I love chocolate and I didn't think I could do this, but my biggest accomplishment has been giving sugar a kick. Like, best thing I could have ever done. And then and since then I've actually also been curious. I've been like reading up about it and watching like documentaries about it, and I think the one that really kind of made me feel that I was doing the right thing was when I watched this documentary called Fed Up. You guys can see it on Netflix. It's seriously, it opened my eyes to how toxic sugar can be and how it manifests in so many different ways in different people. Like, it can manifest as, for me, a skin reaction. It can also manifest as depression. It can manifest as like exhaustion. So, and then you just want to ingest more sugar to get more energy in, but it just exhausts you even more. So it just has all these different symptoms in different people, and it shocked me. Like, it really shocked me, and I feel like after I watched that, I was like, you know what, this is the best thing I'm doing, and I stuck to it, and I have no willpower, and I stuck to it. That is, hands down, is like my biggest accomplishment to date. So yeah, I'm gonna end it on that note because I can go on about this for ages. I'm so passionate. But guys, thank you so much for sending me your questions. I want to do this as like a monthly thing. I think it'd be really fun. It's a great way for you guys to ask me a bunch of stuff, and I know you guys send me messages, and I'm really sorry if it takes so long to get back to people, and I honestly try to get back to every single message, but I feel like this might be an easier way as well to get back to you guys. So thank you so much, and yeah, like this video if you like it, and so yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and please subscribe because I'm going to start making more videos. And if you guys have any recommendations of videos you'd like me to make, then yeah, please send them through. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.